Anyway, the other thing that's been going on is the Draymond Green situation, which is insane. And the person who's most happy about the Draymond Green situation is not Kevin Durant. It's not LeBron James. It's certainly not the Golden State Warriors. It's not anybody playing in the NBA. The person who's most happy about the Draymond Green, Jordan Poole punch is Ime Udoka, Boston Celtics suspended head coach. He's like, thank God. Thank God Draymond sucker punched Jordan Poole so you could forget about me and my shitty ass ways. You, Ime Udoka, you should send Draymond Green a fucking thank you letter because the heat is off you right now. But Draymond Green, who has been another staple of my shit talking, love him, hate him, enamored with him, ranting on him. He brings it on himself. He likes it. He's making tons of money off it. His podcast, he's on TBS, TNT with those guys. He knows. Draymond Green, unless you've been living under a rock, punched his teammate Jordan Poole in the face in practice. You all saw the videotape. They were obviously talking shit to each other. Draymond Green loves to talk shit. Fantastic shit talker. One of the great shit talkers in sports history. Antagonizer. Has gotten the most. I mean, there's certainly not anybody in the NBA right now who's gotten the most out of their talent as Draymond Green. He has squeezed every single ounce out of the talent that he has. And I'm not going to diminish the talent. He's a all-star champion in the NBA. But we know he's not the most skilled player. But he has squeezed the juice to make a great career for himself. Great shit talker. And one of the reasons why he needs to talk shit is because he's not that good. But it's a skill to be a great shit talker in sports, especially if you could use it to your benefit. And he certainly does. But unless you've been living under a rock, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole, you can't hear the sound. You know Draymond Green was talking shit. Apparently Jordan Poole's a shit talker. This has probably been going on for months. They probably talk shit to each other in practice all the time. But there's a different level of shit talk that obviously took place because Draymond Green walks over to Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole, Draymond Green gets right in his face. Jordan Poole, pushes him off him. Not like a full strength push, but just kind of pushes him off him. You fucked up Jordan Poole. I don't know if it's your R&B mustache. You got that mustache. You got that Al B. Shore mustache. You look like you're part of like the group 112 or like, I don't know, one of them 90s R&B groups. Pretty boy. Jordan Poole. I don't know what you thought, but it is a rule. If you push somebody, either push them away or if you push them and they don't go away, you need to step back. That being said, you're not to blame Jordan Poole. Draymond Green, you fuck. You punched the guy. You didn't just punch him. It's a Superman punch. You leaped and punched your teammate in the fucking face. And I don't know if he was knocked out, buckled, or whatever, but you put all your weight, you're 6'7", probably 250. It's preseason, you're probably 260 pounds right now. All your weight, you jump punched him. Superman punched him in the face, buckled an Al B. Shore looking motherfucker's legs. The video came out and all hell has broken loose. Some people were saying it's a sucker punch. Some people were saying it's not a sucker punch. Me personally, I say it's a sucker punch. And the reason why I say that was a sucker punch, although there's different definitions of a sucker punch. First of all, you don't punch your teammate. I don't care who it is. You just don't do that, especially a little dude. When Draymond Green, you've had ample opportunity to punch Steven Adams in. You didn't punch Steven Adams. You kicked him in the dick. Draymond Green, you did not punch Steven Adams when you had the opportunity. You kicked him in the dick. You didn't punch LeBron James in the finals. What'd you do? What did you do, Draymond Green? You kicked LeBron James in the dick. And then after all the kicking, the flailing, all the shit talking that we've seen you do, the one person that we've seen you punch, and there may be other infractions that we don't know about. Oh, yeah. But the one infraction that we all know about and we got to see is you punching little Jordan Poole with his Albie Shore mustache right in the fucking face. You Chris rocked Jordan Poole. Draymond Green, Chris rocked Jordan Poole. But you kick other people in the dick. And not only do you kick dicks, you send dick pics. I'll say it again. Not only do you kick dicks, you send dick pics. We're going to get to that dick pic, Draymond. You're wild. There's been so much discussion. I have to pull out my notes because, like with the Kanye thing and the Draymond thing, it's been like a land. Like it's just been like a land. Was a land storm, swell. I don't know. Again, Draymond Green, a question. Are you on mood stabilizers? If you are on new mood stabilizers, have you taken your mood stabilizer today? Did you take your mood stabilizer the day you punched Jordan Poole in the fucking face? Question number one. Number two, I've heard a lot of sports broadcasters, Shannon Skip, Stephen A. I'm not naming names specifically, but I've heard a lot of people saying, well, you know, these things happen. Bobby Portis punched his teammate. I can't remember the guy's name. Bobby Portis, when he was playing, I believe, for the Chicago Bulls, he broke his fucking teammate's jaw. Michael Jordan infamously punched Steve Kerr. But we don't know if Michael Jordan wound up and punched Steve Kerr full-fledged in the fuck. We don't know. They say these things happen, but they're making it seem like these things happen all the time. I could see scuffles. I could see Draymond Green, if Jordan Poole and you guys were in practice and you're talking shit and Jordan Poole sets an illegal pick and maybe he hurts you, swing around and punch him in the face. But for you to haul off and punch your teammate who's smaller than you in the face, that is some sucker ass shit. It's straight sucker shit, and it's a sucker punch. We could have this discussion all the time, what the definition of is a sucker punch. But I guarantee you, Jordan Poole never thought that Draymond Green would haul off and punch him full Superman punch him on some John Jones shit. That's some Conor McGregor shit. I don't know if, matter of fact, I saw Draymond Green at the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. That's when I met Draymond Green for the first time. He was there with Paul George. So maybe he is a boxing fan. Who the fuck knows? But I've heard a lot of sports broadcasters, announcers, commentators saying this happens all the time. I don't think this happens all the time. Another thing is if, let's say Skip and Shannon were getting into an argument on TV, and Skip is talking that shit about the Cowboys, and Shannon's like, fuck the Cowboys, fuck Dak Prescott, fuck Cooper Rush, and then Skip is, going this, that, and the third. What if Skip punched Shannon? What would happen? What would happen if Shannon punched Skip Bayless or Max Kellerman punched Stephen A. Smith? It would be assault. If that happened at a Starbucks, that would be assault. If that happened at a FedEx office, that would be assault. To excuse it just because they're basketball players and they're professional athletes is insane. And then people say, well, if you play pickup, that happens all the time. Listen, I was thinking about that. People were saying, if you play pickup basketball, those things happen all the time. In all my years of playing pickup basketball in New York City, and I played in some of the hardest neighborhoods in New York, Brownsville, Brooklyn, Howard Projects, Howard Park, in the 80s and the fucking 90s. I never saw one fist fight. Not one. I never saw, I was thinking about this. I never saw one fist fight in all my years of playing pickup basketball in New York City, except for the one that I was in. That's the only one that I ever saw. And that was a sucker punch, what I did. At Julia Richmond Park on 68th Street, I sucker punched a dude. That was the only time I saw a fist fight. I've seen dudes get in the other people's face. I've seen dudes push. I've seen dudes square off. Motherfuckers like, yo, chill. They don't let people just get in a fist fight over a basketball game, especially if you're playing amongst friends. You're not going to get, you could argue, you could talk shit. You might mush somebody. You might push somebody. You might get close to fighting. You might act like you want to fight. You might look like you want to fight, but to actually get into a straight up fist fight over a basketball game, out of all my years of playing basketball in New York City, in the 80s and the 90s, in the late 70s, I never saw one fist fight, except for the one that I was in. And like I said, I sucker punched a dude. He came back, he got me a couple times, whatever. So for people to say this happens all the time in sports, this happens all the time in pickup games, that's bullshit. That is fucking, I don't care where you are. 99.9% of the dudes, you'll argue, you shit talk, your adrenaline gets up, your ego gets into it. Most people will break it up, and that'll be the end of it. So to make this excuse that it happens all the time, that's just not true. That simply is not my experience. You could do like a poll on it. When was the last time you saw a fist fight, an actual fist fight during a pickup game of basketball? And I wasn't playing around soft-ass dudes. I was playing around hard-ass dudes in Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, the majority of the time. I've seen dudes play, super dirty, super physical. But to actually bring it to a fist fight or where you're just hauling off and punching somebody in the face, let alone your teammate, fuck a complete stranger. Because most of the time, if you're playing a pickup game, you could be playing with complete strangers, but your teammate who you won a championship with, who you go to dinner with, who I believe he's from Michigan also, who you've big upped and all that shit, your teammate who got an R&B mustache, you punch him in the face. When you didn't punch LeBron James in the face, you didn't punch Steven Adams in the face, you didn't punch anybody else in the face. Let's go back to when all the Draymond Green craziness started. Okay, like I said, 4-time champion, disappeared in the finals last year. They had to sit him out. Even his mother said, you look like shit. 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, 7-time All-Defensive Team, and in 2017, he was the Defensive Player of the Year and led the league in steals. Like I said, squeeze the juice out of the talent that he has. You accomplished more as a 6'6" power forward than most people could ever imagine. They certainly, you've superseded all the expectations that the Warriors ever thought they were getting with Draymond Green when they picked you. You got that going for you. You got a 5-year, $82 million deal. Your contract's almost up. You done fucked up now, Draymond, because now you fucked up your money. They're going to keep you this year. They're not cutting you this year. They shouldn't cut you. I don't think they should cut him. But you done fucked up now because you done fucked up last year in the finals, and now you punched a motherfucker who looks like a backup singer for SWV. You punch him in the face. Jordan Poole looks like a backup singer for SWV. But when did it all start? 2013. Remember that? That's almost 10 years ago on Christmas Day. You hard fouled. Well, you got a fucking thing for light-skinned dudes? See, I know what the fuck it is, Draymond. Like, how you know what it is? I know what the fuck it is. You fucking with Jordan Poole and his little bullshit mustache. 2013 Christmas Day. You remember what the fuck you did? The flagrant 2 against freckle-faced, light-skinned Blake Griffin. You did that dumb shit, then you wouldn't leave the court. Remember that? You remember that? You're on some bullshit. Because you didn't do that to Steven Adams. You didn't do that to LeBron. But you fuck with Jordan Poole and freckle-faced Blake Griffin. And then the Western Conference Finals, you dick-kicked Steven Adams. You're lucky. Yo, you don't want any smoke with. No one wants to fuck with Steven Adams. He's an Aquaman-looking motherfucker. The tattoos, barely speaks English, got that big, he got the head of the size of a caveman. No one really wants to fuck with Steven Adams. He seems like he's about that life, and he seems like a nice guy, but he seems like, I don't think Steven Adams would even like throw a punch. I think Steven Adams is like, I don't know what he would do, but I don't want to fuck with him. You can't, he got a big ass head. You didn't want any smoke with him. You dick kicked LeBron James. You got yourself suspended. And listen, they should have won that series, but you got yourself suspended. That was you who did that. Then Kevin Durant came, you won the championship, and then you called him a bitch. And Kevin Durant is so butter ass soft, he couldn't get over that even after winning the championship. You ran skinny little Kevin Durant out of Golden State. You fuck you. And before all that, in 2016, the dick pic that went viral, Draymond Green, the summer of 2006, the summer of 2016, you sent a dick pic, and it ended up somehow, some way all over the internet. I remember I was on ESPN that summer, and I talked about that dick pic. You got a tricolor dick, homie. I remember seeing your dick. I remember saying something to that effect on ESPN. I said on ESPN, Draymond Green, after you sent that dick pic, the dick kicker sent a dick pic. I said, my man got a tricolor dick. Your dick is like pasta, like tricolore. You said you were hacked. You played yourself. I know listen. In all seriousness, people do dumb. I admitted on this show, this I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, less than a year ago, I smacked fire out of somebody. Okay? I'm not proud of it. My wife was not happy with that. Actually, I'm going to say I'm not proud of it. I don't regret it. But I didn't sucker smack the dude. These things happen. And the dude that I smacked fire out of, he had it coming. He knew he had it coming, and I approached him, and I let him talk his way out of it. He didn't do it, so I smacked fire at him. Am I a tough guy? No. You apologized. Your apology was all about you, though. You didn't seem like you had any regret, and you blamed it on the leaked tape. Now let's go to the leaked tape. This tape is going to be discussed as much as the JFK Zapruder tape. Who leaked the tape? Why would they leak the tape? How much money did this person get to leak the tape? I don't know. Some people were saying that it might have been Jordan Poole who leaked the tape. I don't think so. Some people saying that it might have been an assistant coach, one of these tape dudes. Who knows? Who cares? But when the tape gets leaked, because the other day when we did the podcast, we didn't know the situation. When you see the tape and you see you doing some John Jones, Conor McGregor shit to your teammate, who looks like he auditioned for the band Mint Condition, then we have a problem. And everybody's like, fire the person who leaked the tape. The person needs to be arrested. This is breach of contract. This is, things get leaked all the time. I don't care if it's presidential. I don't care if it's videotape. When things get leaked all the time. What other things get leaked? You get sex tapes that get leaked. You get sex tapes by some sick fucks out there. They put their own sex tapes out. We still don't know how the fuck the Kim Kardashian Ray J tape got out there. We don't know if it was leaked. We don't know if it was put out there. We don't know how the Paris Hilton tape got leaked. There's sick podcasters out there with big sports companies. They put out their own sex tape. A dude just recently put out his own sex tape, and his fuck style wasn't buck wild. You got dudes who have $1 million podcasting brands putting out tapes of themselves with girls on dog leashes. Things get leaked all the fucking time. Phone calls get leaked. I mean, the Trump shit, he's gotten leaked. Tapes, people saying that he's grabbing up limousine drivers on January 6th. This phone call, that phone call. The fact that the tape got leaked, that's not the problem. The problem is you punched a motherfucker that looks like Albie Shore. You're the problem, not the leaker. That's not the problem. They're like, fire that guy. Should they fire you? I don't think they should fire you. But why are we worried about who leaked the tape? I mean, that's a separate issue. It's not as bad as someone punching a cousin of somebody in the group DeBarge. You punch a motherfucker that looks like El DeBarge. Draymond Green, you proud of that? You punched a guy that looks like El DeBarge. They're going to fire the guy. They're going to get to the bottom of it. But that's not the problem. That's not the issue. Now they're talking about should they suspend him? Should they not suspend him? He apologized. I believe in redemption. I don't think Draymond Green is a bad guy. He made a really bad decision. It happened in the heat of a moment. Stupid, like I said. But you know who you're punching and who you're not punching. And it'll play itself out. But Draymond Green, Chris rocked little Jordan Poole.